The Frost Mage is actually good now. I know, I don't know what to say. It's been like 3 expansions, but finally it is a decent competitive spec, and it is actually the best AoEer of all the mages. But very well, this is how you play it. First of all, we're gonna be taking Ice Flows. It's not because it has ice on the name, it just lets you move when you cast. You only have one spell that you can cast on global that you can move with, and that's not great. And being able to move while casting whenever you want is so freaking broken. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So Ice Flows is gonna be something you take 99% of the time. There is some times where you wanna take Blazing Speed. That's rare. That's mechanic specific. Okay, so then we're gonna be taking Temporal Shield. It will heal you for the damage you take, and it only has a 25-second cooldown. It is by far the most powerful defensive cooldown in here. After that, we're gonna be taking Ring of Frost. It is an AoE stun, constant. Every fight that has adds, you are expected to use it. It is that good. It is pretty much mandatory. You can take something else when you do not have to deal with adds, but yes, this is the main reason that everybody takes mages. After that, we're gonna be taking Cauterize. It will make it so when you die, you go back with 40% HP, just like Ardent Defender. It is outrageously broken. After that, we are gonna be taking Frost Bomb. It is an AoE and it does more damage the more targets we get, and that means, in plain English, it is gonna do a quadrillion damage. And finally, just like the Fire Mage, we're gonna go for Invocation, because every time we evocate, we get 15% more damage at the cost of losing mana, but mana is not an issue. For Frost, it is absolutely never a problem, so we are just gonna evocate on cooldown pretty much. Now for your glyphs, we're gonna be taking the glyph of Icy Beams, not the website that tells you how to play, the glyph. It will turn all our abilities into cleaving, okay? It is very similar to the old glyph of Chain Lightning. Of course, you remember that glyph in Cataclysm. Super broken, as you can imagine, and it will make you one of the best cleavers in the game. After that, we're gonna be taking the glyph of Splitting Ice. It is gonna make it so your Ice Lance is also going to cleave. And then we are gonna be taking the glyph of Water Elemental. It is just gonna be able to cast while moving, and the AI of the Water Elemental is not great, so making it be able to attack the entire time is uptime. And repeat with me, chat, uptime is damage. The minor glyphs are all worthless, as you guys know. You can take whatever you like, it's all cosmetic. Your stat priority is Intellect. Intellect is spell power, we want it every single time. After that, we're gonna go for the hit cap of 15%. After that, we are gonna go for Haste. We are not going for a specific cap. The reason we want Haste is to make our evocation a little faster, because we gotta evocate on cooldown, and that isn't damage, but it will also make your Water Elemental do more damage. It benefits a lot from Haste. After that, we're gonna go for Mastery. What is your Mastery? Your Mastery is gonna give you charges when you do Frostbolt, and it will turn into icicles. It is kinda similar to the arcane missiles. You just do your Ice Lens when you get a bunch of charges, and it just goes and shoots a bunch of tiny icicles. It does a stupid amount of damage. Now, because we got the glyph of Icy Beams, and you're gonna see the entire kit comes together, this one that is gonna turn our Frostbolt into a 3 hits. In any cleaving situation, we can pop Icy Beams, and we can get a quadrillion icicle charges, which are in turn gonna do a ton of damage, because then we're gonna do Ice Lens, which is also gonna cleave, and everything is gonna multiply. That's why the Frost Mage is so damn powerful. Honestly, just take Mastery before crit. That's my recommendation. 99% of the time, you're gonna be better off that way, but yeah, that is all a thing that exists. The Frost Mage is one of those classes that after you get a certain amount of crit, we are talking somewhere between early Throne of Thunder and Heroic Mogushan Bolts. At that point, crit is better than Mastery, period. It kinda multiplies of each other, okay? This stat priority is by far the stat priority you should take with the most grain of salt that I ever made. I hate to be that guy, but you gotta sim it. I don't have a better answer to you. Crit and Mastery works with each other, and it makes the priority a little harder to think. Also, because you have Shatter, and Shatter will work on bosses, Shatter is going to double the critical strike you have, and then it's gonna give you 50% more. And that means you have a crit cap, 25%. If you had 25%, it doubles up, right? So you got 50 plus 50 is 100. Now, because the boss is 3 levels over you, the actual crit cap is 33.4%. But yes, you never ever wanna hit 33.4% crit fully buffed. That is your crit cap. You never wanna go over that. That is a waste of stats. because that will always give you a guaranteed crit on Shatter, and everything over that is a waste. I don't know, the Frost Mage is kinda interesting, like, so much to talk about the stats. Most classes are not this complex. For your rotation, we're gonna Evocate on cooldown for that 15% damage. Now remember guys, Evocation doesn't count for the pre-pull changes. You can still pre-pull with Evocation and it will still work. So you should Evocate right before you pull the boss, and that way you can start the fight with 15% more damage. After that, we're gonna do Frost Bomb until it pops. By the way, haste for AoE is actually really good because it will make your Frost Bomb pop faster. So if you're doing big pulls, haste is actually kinda best in slot. Once again, this is why it sucks, man. I cannot give you a good priority. It really depends on every situation. I know some people hate that. After that, we're gonna do Frozen Orb on cooldown. After that, we are gonna do Frostfire Bolt whenever we get a proc, and I will put a Wikora. You get a proc every so often that you get a free instant Frostfire Bolt. After that, we're gonna do Ice Lance whenever we have Fingers of Frost, because Fingers of Frost is gonna give you a Shatter combo. It's gonna give you the Shatter effect on the boss, and it also gives it bonus damage. It is almost a guaranteed crit, it has bonus damage, and if you get Icicles on top of that, right, Icicle stacks, do not care too much about them, it doesn't really matter, but they are there, right, they exist, they do damage. Ice Lance is gonna hit super hard with Fingers of Frost. And as a filler, we're gonna do Frostbolt, because Frostbolt is gonna give us charges, so we can do more Icicles. And of course, it can also proc Fingers of Frost, so, you know, it works with each other, right? Now, the more haste, the more Fingers of Frost, and the more Icicles. So once again, haste is also, every single stat is so damn useful to you. I am not a fan of the Frost Mage myself, I don't really play it, but goddammit, like, I just love the design. The design is so good, it is so clever, it makes so much sense, and I just like that. Now, if you're doing AoE, you cast the exact same rotation. I will only tell you that you wanna pop Icy Beams, because that will turn your spells into a cleave. Now, of course, you also got Mirror Image, that's just a small DPS cooldown, you pop it on cooldown every time, it is just a guy throwing frost bolts, that's pretty much it. More frost bolts, they do not count for your icicles though, that would be super broken, but they don't. And then you got Alter Time. Long story short, when they pop Bloodlust, you wait 6 seconds and then you pop Alter Time and you get 6 seconds more Bloodlust. That's pretty much it. It is like a way to extend your cooldown uptime. It is really broken. If you know how to use it, Alter Time is super broken. You can extend your Icy Beams, you can extend your Double Image, you can extend your Trinkets and Bloodlust and any other temporary buff you can put on yourself for 6 more seconds, and that is just insane. Your meta gem is gonna be the Burning Primal Diamond for 3% Boom Boom. Your red gem is gonna be the Reckless Vermilion Onyx for intellect and haste. Your yellow gem is gonna be the Quick Sun's Radiance for even more haste. Your blue gem is gonna be the Lightning Wild Jade for haste and hit. And actually, it is always the case, right? But this time even more than before. I highly encourage you to check out CMET, whatever, Reforged Lighted. Check out all the other gems. You got a lot of good options as a Frost Mage to take other gems, particularly your red gem. You don't always want to be stacking haste, especially if you're trying to fight for that crit cap. Taking crit gems is not a terrible idea. Anything that has stats is good for you. Okay, look at it that way. Are you happy? Your food is gonna be the Mogu Fish Stew for more intellect. Your flask is gonna be the Flask of the Warm Sun for more intellect. And your potion is gonna be the Potion of the Jade Serpent for more intellect. And yes, you can pre-pot before fights. It didn't change. Overall, the Frost Mage is looking very good. It was already gonna be very good. Basically, the Frost Mage tends to peak at about Throne of Thunder. They hit that crit cap and they kinda stagnate. But they are gonna be very good early on. They are gonna be very good in Throne of Thunder. Number 1 DPS contender perhaps. Gotta wait for those changes to see what happens. Not the Mage. The Mage didn't get changed. I am talking about the other classes. But if you wanna do big AoE damage, especially if you play something like Fire or Arcane and you wanna do more AoE damage in certain fights, you should definitely have a Frost O spec. And the Frost Enjoyers that been out of the game for 3 expansions, they finally got a solid, compelling choice to play. Even though I play Arcane, and even though I play Arcane, I will always have a no spec for Frost just because of this. We are gonna do a guide for every single class, so stay tuned for that. Check out the Discord for the Wikoras and macros. There is also a Wikora that tells you what to press in your rotation. It is cheating, but it is legal, so I'm gonna do it. Check out our Twitch for our GDKP shenanigans in MoP, and subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.